Division I, round 2 between Findlay and Perrysburg. Jackets beat the Trojans back in week 2. First quarter, Perrysburg on the move inside the 10. TJ Tackett to Jack Borer. Touchdown home team. Jackets up 7-0. Second quarter, Perrysburg with the ball. Findlay's defense come into play as Tackett's forced the scramble. Looking at downfield, lets it fly, but Tucker Oliver with the interception.
He's good.
Visitors with the momentum. On the ensuing drive, handoff goes to Dallas De La Cruz, and Luke Montgomery pulls him in there. You give Montgomery at least half of those 6 points?
Yeah, he definitely gets 3 of them.
Doubt.
Jackets kick a field goal for the half. Third quarter, Trojans looking to tie it with a field goal of their own. Snap is low. Jackets swarm. Sam Lowanson wraps up the holder. Perrysburg takes over. Connor Wallenczak takes over. Future Toledo Rocket running hard. Gets the score. It's a 7-point lead for Perrysburg. Fourth quarter now. Trojans facing 4th and goal. They're inside the 1-yard line. In the shotgun, Ryan Montgomery's keeping it. Dives for the end zone. Ball is loose, but it comes loose after he crosses the plane. Findlay touchdown, just a 3-point game. But once again, the Jacket defense gets the stops they need. Perrysburg wins it 17-14. They slug it out for the victory.
You know, we came out here and battled. You know, it was a tight game through and through, all the way throughout the game. You know, they battled us and we battled back. So, you know, what we did well was we didn't hang our heads when we made mistakes, and you know, we got back and kept playing together.
It wasn't exactly the game plan, but our kids did a good job of grinding. And at the end of the night, you know, Ohio high school playoff football at this level, you got just win, do what it takes to win. And it's been a while since we had a tight one like this, and I'm really proud of our kids and the way that they stepped up. And you know, it wasn't necessarily how we drew it up, but you got to do what you got to do to win. And I'm proud of our kids, and I'm happy for them.
Well, let's turn to Mason Lowry and John Gibson, get their thoughts on Perrysburg's victory.
Well, to quote the late, great Jim Valvano, the name of the game, survive and advance. Perrysburg, you have to say, not really at their best tonight, but in the end, they had just enough to get this one over the finish line.
Well, I think it wasn't so much that we didn't see Perrysburg at their best as we saw a much improved Findlay team with a game plan to take away Perrysburg's strength, which was running the ball with Connor Wallenczak. We saw that, and they tried to make tactics beat them, and they almost were successful. This Findlay team played above their heads from what we expected, and this Perrysburg team beat a team that was spirited.
Yeah, it's funny, when we've talked about Perrysburg this year, we've almost always focused on their tremendous, really balanced offense, a team averaging almost 50 points a game in the games that they've won. Tonight, a couple of uncharacteristic turnovers from TJ Tackett's, but their defense, who's been solid all year, was more than solid tonight.
I mean, you held a team to 14 points. You should win a lot of football games if the opponent only scores 14. Connor Wallenczak, again, on the defensive side, made some great plays. You saw right at the end of the game, those defensive backs stepped in and knocked that ball away from Harris when that was a surefire touchdown. This defense came up big when it needed to, and Perrysburg survives and advances.
My mind keeps going back to little things that happened in this game, especially what ultimately may have been the difference. Findlay had a chance to tie this on a field goal instead. A botched hold. That's 3 points they left on the board. That really was the difference in the end.
And it really was a 10-point swing when you really think about it, because it was 3 points that Findlay didn't get, but it was 7 points that Perrysburg turned in after that, and that really hurt. And it's always the little things. When you think about conference game, you think about playoffs, you think about rivalry, you think about all of these things, you combine them all up into it, and it's the little things. It's going to be the special teams. And I would say the special teams, the missed kick, as well as the onside kick after they scored. I thought those 2 plays were really the 2 plays that made the difference in the game, because I would have liked to have seen Findlay make Perrysburg go the length of the field instead of the onside kick. Aggressive play, I don't know if it's the right one, though.
So Perrysburg hangs on. They get their 10th consecutive win. They live to fight another day. They'll play Olentangy Berlin here next week in Week 12.